Aged 15, Shamima Begum chose to leave the UK to join Islamic State. 3 weeks ago, she gave birth to a baby boy in a Syrian camp. That baby, named Jarrah, has now died. Cradling him during an interview with ITV News shortly after his birth, she pleaded to be allowed to return to the UK for the well-being of her child.
I don't want to starve and I don't want my son to die because I don't support everyone what they believe in.
However, on Wednesday, the baby boy was brought to this hospital struggling for breath. He died a few hours later, despite the efforts of doctors. A consultant at the hospital told me the child died within hours of being admitted with dehydration and bronchitis. His mother was by his side. Doctors say that given the conditions Shamima Begum would have been living in during her pregnancy and the conditions her child was born into, there was very little that they could do when he finally reached here. He is one of thousands of children to die as a result of Islamic State or the actions of those attempting to defeat them.
Please find enclosed papers that relate to a decision taken by the Home Secretary.
A few weeks ago, Shamima Begum was notified her British citizenship had been revoked amid debate as to whether she should be allowed to return to the UK. Her baby's death has intensified that discussion. Dal Babu is a former Metropolitan Police Chief Superintendent who's liaised between the Begum family and police since Shamima left.
Well, I think the British government's decisions are responsible for what's actually happened. You know, they could have actually intervened. They could have sent officials out there. There was lots of journalists in that camp. You know, if the government is saying that that child was a British citizen, then that child, Jarrah, should have been looked after by the government.
Today, the Shadow Home Secretary called the decision to withdraw her citizenship callous and inhumane and a stain on the conscience of this government. She went on to leave an innocent child in a refugee camp where known infant mortality is high is morally reprehensible. Charities say conditions in the camps, which are housing thousands of women and children from the last Islamic State stronghold, are very challenging.
People who arrive are in a desperate state. We're seeing hundreds of cases of children with severe acute malnutrition. They require immediate hospitalisation.
Jarrah is the third child Shamima Begum has lost. The government today said the death of any child is tragic and deeply distressing for the family, and we will continue to do whatever we can to prevent people from being drawn into terrorism and travelling to dangerous conflict zones. However, Shamima Begum is not the only British woman in Syria's camps. There are many others and many more children. The government is under pressure to reconsider whether revoking citizenship and refusing to allow them to return is really a viable option. Emma Murphy, ITV News, Syria.